Last episode, we worked on the humble small town of Grapeseed, extending its main street to accommodate a few hundred residents within its perfect picket fence neighborhoods. I also added in a small commercial plaza, perfect for your light shopping and outings with the family. However, I feel that the town of Grapeseed is missing something crucial, that being a proper main street based off of my own home state, New York. We will also be adding in a small town hall, which would be perfect for managing our ever-growing population. So, in this episode, I'll be creating a main street based off a few towns and cities within upstate New York. These being Beacon, New York, Kingston, New York, and even my own hometown, Cornwall, New York. And if you like this video, leave a comment down below about what you want to see next. And also, make sure to go down in the description below and download this map for free on Paradox Interactive. And as always, everybody, if you want to continue to support this channel, make sure to follow my Twitch down below, and also follow my Discord as well. It's free, doesn't hurt anybody, and hey, if you don't like it, you can always leave. So, without further ado, everybody, my name is Brett, and let's stop the yapping and get to building. Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Sonder County. In today's video, it is going to be a special one. So, of course, as I mentioned in the intro there, we're going to be redoing a main street. Now, I remember in my last playthrough of Sonder County, I did create a main street. However, it sucked and it didn't look like a main street. It was just like a launched road that was like 2 miles wide. But this time, I'm going to be making a main street that's not only based off of actual small towns within upstate New York and in America in general, but it'll actually look good and it'll look functional. So what you can see me doing right now is you can see me just doing the road layouts. I think I did 62 by 62, if I'm not mistaken, for the grid sizes. So 62 meters wide, 62 meters tall, and that seemed to suffice pretty well for a a town that I don't see getting much bigger than it is now, though we still need to add in a lot of public services, which I didn't really get to do in this episode, but I still think that the build came out pretty well, even without a lot of mods. I've been trying to refrain from a lot of the detailing mods that I used in my last playthrough, and one of them was like dirt decals. I don't know, I feel like it just doesn't make the game very stable, so I'd never use them. But anyways, we're going in and we're placing down, of course, some southwest and northeastern American mixed-use buildings. Now, something that I did notice was the fact that none of the buildings actually got occupied. People lived in them, however, there were no businesses that actually worked in them. I don't know if there's a mod that makes the demand so that businesses will always go into the buildings. I remember having a mod that did that, but it broke, and then it made the game crash a bunch, so I stopped using it. But anyways, this was me trying to figure out, like, okay, how do I want the layout to look? And eventually I did get it to look pretty nice, and I removed all of that right there, removed all of the, the surface area tools. And then this one I feel like is going to be a little bit more on the short stack side. I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more spread out. You can see I tried to separate the stone brick mixed use with the regular brick mixed use to try and give it some nice depth. And then, you know, some fancy schmancy little businesses right there. You know, we always have that one insurance company that's in the town where their building is just really out of place. I'm looking at you, State Farm, in my own town. You guys don't know what you're doing. It's weird. This area, though, I think looks really nice. This one's not, it's pretty common to see buildings that are built at an angle like that, and I wish we had more buildings in City Skylines, too, that were like that, because it's a bit confusing. So I use these lane net tools next to make this nice little surface area where people can actually walk on them, and I think that looks just great. I think one thing that was missing from it was the pedestrian paths. I should have made some pedestrian connections so that people would actually walk on it rather than just on the sidewalk, because I think that just makes a little bit more sense. And then I think we're gonna rim the edge. I think I went in with the net lane tool over there to make some nice alleyways. You know, the usual detailers go-to or alleyways. They make everything look nice. Next is the back half of the buildings. I wanted sort of an industrial look to everything. You know, give the rear a bit of an industrial look. Since that seems to be a common theme among areas in my own town, because of course you need a place to store your stuff and whatever, you know, it's a whole thing. But anyways, you know, adding in some parking in the back, because I'm sure that the parking in the front, it would get really crammed and really nasty. So I like the idea of having just a small parking area. I think later in the video I did end up going in and fixing it, but for now I think no matter the version that I did, it just looked nice either way. I think it just looked great. This rear half I decided was going to be a mix of industrial and commercial and residential. Now, I know that doesn't sound very good, but I tried to use warehouses instead of manufacturing buildings, since those don't produce as much pollution, and it doesn't create as many, like, areas where people are just going to start to suffer. I added in, like, a couple of smaller shops right there. You know, it's the usual gig, and then even a park in the back, because why not? Everybody loves dog parks. Everyone likes the old town park there. I figured some sort of warehouse in the back would just kind of make sense behind all of these big buildings. You know, just a place to store food or whatever. Like, I don't think it'd be anything crazy. But, yeah, I think genuinely, though, I do think that the rear did end up looking pretty nice. So then we went in and we added in the town hall. Now, originally, it was going to be this detailed building using the crematorium asset, because it's a nice fancy brick building, and I did end up using it, but then later I ended up replacing it with just a regular crematorium because it just looks like a town hall, and I was like, well, why am I using the exact same surface area to build this when instead I could just be efficient and build it like that? But let me know down in the comments what you below about what exactly you wanted to see from this build. If you want me to change it back to this version, then I will, but other than that, I think I'm just going to keep it how it is. I think it looked fine. I think the regular crematorium building can double as a town hall, but I feel like we're missing proper town halls in City Skylines 2. Like, I want, like, a tiny town hall. They should release, like, a tiny asset pack. I think that would genuinely make sense. And then we're going in over here with these houses, and we added in some trees in the back. This is a very common theme. You have the dense main street, and then you have the low density residential right in the back. Speaking of low density residential, I went in and just placed them all along the road. Yes, look at the big, beautiful, prim and proper roofs, the gray, sad, and depressing roofs. I feel like these kind of started to look a little cookie cutter throughout, like, the whole gameplay. It started to get a little annoying. I think I changed that block right there with all the smushed together homes. But if I didn't, then, I'm going to have to do some homework after this video. But anyways, genuinely though, I absolutely fell in love with this pack. I love the idea of finally having proper American homes instead of just this general North American basic themed homes that don't even look North American. Okay, they're just modern homes. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that, like, they exist. The only thing that I liked from the pack was maybe the waterfront pack, but we got that for free because it, like, sucked. And then I lined the edge of town with a couple of extra homes just to kind of close it off. I found this weird water connection that I removed, and I connected it back up into the highway, so it actually made sense, and it wasn't just going out to nowhere. And then, yeah, you can see how I kind of measured out the crematorium, and I was like, wait a minute. So then I went in, and I removed all the trees and all the surfaces and stuff, and I redid everything. Like, I kind of tried to make it look a little bit nicer. A little bit on the nicer side, but let me know down in the comments below what you want to see, because I feel like I need, like, a full episode for a proper, like, town hall. But then again, I am still waiting for asset modding to come out so then I can, like, actually get in and, like, get my, get some elbow grease going with this, you know what I'm saying? Because trust me, I am just as excited as you guys are for asset modding, and I am super duper excited to show you how this build came out, because I think it looks really cool, and it looks amazing so far. However, I think a couple of little jips and jabbers that I found out was, again, the fact that none of the buildings were actually being occupied by businesses, so you just had a bunch of blue advertise here signs, which I think, that's okay, that's fine, whatever, I don't really care, I'll live, but it's still, like, oh my goodness, it's still really, really annoying. And you can see me saving the game every 5 minutes because I was so nervous with all these clipping buildings and textures now that I was like, oh, okay, all right, we're gonna start to have some crashes. And then, oh my god, our first fire with the fire department. Wow, look at that. That looks great. This is temporary, by the way. This industrial park is temporary. I'm gonna try and figure. Yeah, you see? Did you see that? The abandoned building. I have not gotten that icon, and I think ever since I played City Skylines 2 in the summer, which is very surprising. But yeah, I noticed that none of the buildings were actually being occupied, and it was really, really annoying. Like, just that simple. And then, of course, we needed a radar station and a post office. I feel like it just made sense to have a post office within the county, within Grapeseed, more importantly, because of the fact that, you know, a small little post office, you know, they look cute, they look nice. I think I need to get the recolor mod, though, so I can go in and recolor these buildings in the future. I tried to add in these mixed-use homes, but nobody was occupying them. It's really weird. I need a mod, if somebody can, in the comments below. If somebody can get, like, maybe a mod recommendation to where I can make demand infinite again. But the thing is it causes a bunch of errors for the game with this other mod that I used, which was called, like, super fast building and leveling. But that didn't make infinite demand, and it was kind of confusing, and it was just really, really annoying, and I really didn't like it. So, you know, it's just kind of a little bit of an annoying thing. Speaking of annoying bits, I'd say that the second half of this episode was, without a doubt, the most painful process of my life. I don't know what it was, but trying to connect, like, the highways and the edges of town up into the main street was just so weird, and I mean, I guess it did raise the population of Grapeseed a little bit, having that extra connection on the edge of map, but it was still really, really annoying, but I think we're going to get to that later. Right now, I was trying to figure out, okay, should I heavily detail this with a custom asset? And originally I did, but I was thinking, like, no, maybe I should just have, like, a small, like, a really, really tiny town could have stuff like that, and it'd be, like, a super detailed build, but other than that, I don't really think we're gonna find anything like that. I added in some, like, little tiny row homes. I don't even think I kept them. Again, I don't really know what exactly I did in this half of the video, because this was filmed at, I think, midnight. So, you know, one heck of a day of playing video games all day. Wow, look at me go. I tried to make, like, a really, really small apartment complex, but it just didn't work out. I didn't even feel like it. And then I added in this. Instead of manufacturing buildings, or rather, instead of warehouse buildings, I added in manufacturing buildings, which I guess that's cool. Lining it with trees, you can't really notice it. If I lived in the houses near it, I think I'd be fine. But anyways, I kind of tried to just take a break and just figure out how the heck I can get businesses to move into the town. I wanted to do it naturally, but I feel like I just need a mod in order to get businesses to move into it. Maybe like a setting, like a scroll wheel or whatever. I don't even know. Anyways, we're gonna fill in these last couple of grids with some homes, you know, the usual. I feel like Grapeseed isn't known for its two-story, rich, prim and proper, pretentious people who have, like, the three-story homes with 5-car garages. No, that's not Grapeseed. It's a small town with nice, humble little people. I added in the UK gas station, which totally fits into this main street. I love it. Originally, I was going to add in some Eastern European buildings for that nice slope effect, and even some UK buildings, but I decided to keep it here in the States and go with the USNE and USSW. And for those who just joined the stream, that's United States Northwest and United States South. I already messed it up, whatever. I added in those buildings, those level 5 mixed-use buildings, because they look so nice. Honestly, I don't even care. I think I'm just going to remove all of the advertise here signs when I take the thumbnail for the video, so nobody will notice that I actually messed up the build a little bit. I added in this little pub near there. I feel like there's usually bars near or on main streets. I know that there are in my town, so, you know. And then this was it. This was the exit for Grapeseed. Is the town done? No, not really, but I think it's definitely close to being done. I know, there's going to be a lot of really small builds in this series. There will be, like, one big city, so, like, you know, for those who like the big city dreaming, you could definitely expect that at some point. And I feel like, you know, a lot of highways that lead out of town always go into another highway, even if they take the detour route, but there's tons, if not millions of miles of road in the States that lead to nowhere, or just lead to the same location twice. Trust me, like, it's more common than you think. In every country, I feel like, you know, roads get old, they get converted to highways, but then, oh, somebody goes and builds a new highway that's better. And then, you know, it's just kind of, it's chopped cheese from there, I guess, or whatever the saying is for messing something up. So I actually don't know what I added in this section of the video. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think I just added in some buildings, some more commercial, nothing, like, really nothing crazy. Like, this section of the video was, I'm not even gonna lie, just me exploring all the regions packs. I wouldn't say that they were, like, that there was any sort of, like, area where you could be, like, super duper impressed with what I built. I mean, like, I used some of the vanilla buildings and stuff on that side to showcase, like, it's the end of the actual main street. And then, to showcase, again, this is the end of town, I put in some nice cul-de-sacs. I think I'll fill in that little hillside up north there where the highway is with some more low-density residential. But I'm going to have to, in the next episode, definitely fix this this commercial issue because I think it's definitely a problem. And then, I think that's really the end of the video. If you guys did enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe, and definitely comment down below what you want to see next. I added in, of course, the last bit was just detailing it up. But anyways, guys, I think that this build came out really nice, and if you guys have any other new suggestions for me, please leave a like and subscribe down below. I know this video kind of seems like it's a bit rushed, but I think I just did a little too much too fast in this video. I tried to get this video out as soon as possible because I want you guys to be entertained. I'll go a little slower next time, don't worry. But anyways, peace out, everybody. Stay frosty and enjoy this nice montage of the before and after shot.